will represent Canada in golf at the Olympics as Jon Rahm touches on the future of golf. Hey everyone, welcome into another edition of On Tour with John McCarthy, presented by Callaway. Rob Wong joined alongside by Toronto Sun national golf writer John McCarthy, who joins us from the PGA Championship. And well, John, it's only mid-May, but it's going to be late July before we know it. And with that, the Paris Olympics. When it comes to men's golf, there's only 2 spots up for grabs when it comes to Team Canada. How do you expect this to play out?
Yeah, well, the Canadian race for the men's spots is probably the closest in the entire world. There is one chance you can get more than 2 players in. You can get up to 4 if they're all inside the world's top 15. But Canadians would basically have to win every PGA Tour event from now till qualifying ends to do that. So what we're having is a really tight race shaping up for the 2 spots. Nick Taylor is the safest among them. He's 28th in the world currently with 2 wins in the past 12 months. So he's almost a lock to get the spot, but the second spot is really up for grabs. Right now, heading into the PGA Championship, it belongs to Corey Connors. He's 49th in the world, but 2 spots behind him at 51st is Adam Hadwin. 54th now is Taylor Pendrith after his win 2 weeks ago, and then Mackenzie Hughes at 63rd. So between those 4 players at 49th to 63rd, only 1 spot's available. And then there's even Adam Svensson at 83rd, so he would probably need a win. But it's really shaping up to be a super tight race for that last spot. And there's a few dates to keep in mind. The cutoff is the U.S. Open. So that's the last time you can earn points for the Olympics. And as of now, there's only 2 confirmed Canadians already qualified for the U.S. Open. That's Nick Taylor and Corey Connors. So they have a leg up. But Adam Hadwin, Taylor Pendrith, and Mackenzie Hughes, if they can get or stay inside the top 60 in the world, heading into the U.S. Open, they will also be at the 3rd major of the year and have a chance to get the big points that you can get at a major championship. So it's going to come right down to the wire. These guys are great friends, and they're always pulling for each other, but they're going to be maybe pulling for themselves to do a little better than their pals in the next few weeks.
Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a battle to see who does get those spots. Meanwhile, the golfing world has gathered yet again for the 2nd time this year at the PGA Championship at Valhalla. And Jon Rahm, one guy that continues to be pretty outspoken about what he hopes will happen down the road for both LIV Golf and the PGA Tour. What have you made of his most recent comments?
Well, I like Jon Rahm, and I like that he sort of wears his heart on his sleeve and tells it like he sees it. But right now, he seems to be living in a bit of a dreamland. I mean, he's playing both sides of this, continues to play both sides of the LIV Golf PGA Tour war, saying that he loves the PGA Tour and would love to go back and play some of his favorite events, and almost sort of forgetting that he is one of the major reasons that the fracture is so deep in the golf world right now. So he's saying he doesn't like to be told that he's on the other side now, because he says he's still a PGA Tour member because he's a suspended member of the PGA Tour. He hasn't given up his PGA Tour membership. So he's sort of really sticking to that gun that he's also a PGA Tour player. But I think what we know about pro athletes is, especially top athletes, especially top golfers, is that they're very sort of selfish by nature. Almost they have to be. It's an individual sport. They're always looking out for themselves. So right now on the tour policy board, you have the players seeming to be in control of a lot of the negotiations, of the decision making. And it's really up in the air whether they are the right guys to be deciding the future of golf. I mean, right now they're probably looking out for the top players and the current top players. Are they looking to the future? Are they thinking of what's best for the game and best for the fans? It's hard to imagine that group of guys thinking big picture enough and to get the best deal done. And then the question is, if they even come to a deal with the Saudi PIF, the owners of LIV Golf, the actual deal I can see getting done, the money side of it. But the question is, how do you bring it all back together? Because there's no amount of mental gymnastics that sees a smooth reconciliation here, because the director of PIF, Yasser Al-Rumayyan, from all accounts, he wants to keep LIV Golf going. So if that's true, how do you keep LIV Golf going and bring unity to the golf world? It's almost an impossibility. If we're talking mergers, how's that going to look? Are the players coming back? So getting the deal done, which isn't even a guarantee, is far from a guarantee, is probably the easy part. Getting these 2 sides somehow to cohesively go back together and mend some of the problems in the golf world, that's going to be tough, because right now golf's in a weird spot. A lot of golf fans love playing golf just as much as they like pro golf. And I think with the advent of YouTube golf and other ways to consume golf content, the professional game is in risk of sort of getting lapped by some other things. And the longer there's this schism in the game, the worse it is for the world of golf. And we'll see. But there's no easy answers.
No, definitely not. And as we spoke in a more recent video, you did mention, LIV Golf trying to get some more eyeballs on their tour, and I imagine the PGA Tour trying to figure that out as well. So it continues to shift back and forth. We'll see what happens down the road. But as always, leave your thoughts in the comments section below. You can find all of John's PGA Championship coverage at the Toronto Sun.